Folks, welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5. Huge news in the NASCAR Heat 5 community. We have had sanctions brought against all of the custom drivers that came into the series, rookie drivers, and they were dominating the series overall, riding up with the top echelon drivers in the series, and finally NASCAR had enough, pulled all the trucks into the garage, started looking at them one by one. Turned out every one of those drivers, knowing they were coming into the league, had gotten together to work out a way that they could bring in as much money as possible right away, trying to fast track themselves through the series to get up into the higher series and try to take on NASCAR's best. NASCAR officials were able to find that the drivers had spring-loaded spoiler supports. So the spoiler would lay down as the truck went faster, and that was how they were able to be so much faster in the equipment they had. The reason why it had been missed for so long was because if the speeds were slower or if the trucks were stopped, the spoilers set in the proper position. Penalties went out, and every one of those drivers was suspended for the remainder of the season. Your final standings in the season for the drivers that remained: Johnny Sauter took home the championship. Grant Enfinger came in second. Stuart Friesen in third. Austin Hill in fourth. And John Hunter Nemechek came in fifth place. Tony Savoy himself, after starting poorly in the first few races, got on board with that modification. The team was actually unaware it was him and one of his engineers that were making the adjustment the nights before races, and he lost his ride. We are now in season number 2, and the sanctions that have come down have actually still affected the drivers. They are under extreme scrutiny and will no longer be running at the front of the pack, as they will be running on the lowest quality equipment out there. Expect to see these drivers struggle. Expect to see these drivers work their way up slowly through the series before they can compete. Tony Savoy himself, after losing all of his money and his ride that he had last year, opted to try to start his own team this year with the bit of savings that he did have left. He was able to pick up a low-level sponsor and is hoping that he'll be able to put this new truck and this new team, Steel Forge Racing, and the sponsor Tunity through the paces to bring this truck into championship contending quality. What you're going to see in Season 2 is a lot tighter racing from the trucks in the back of the pack, and what you're not likely going to see outside of draft races is these custom drivers, these subscriber drivers, being up near the front of the pack. Now, these penalties have been doled out. It's said and done. These drivers have made amends. They have talked to the other drivers, sent their apologies. The money was given back. The proper people were given the purse from the races, and there is no longer controversy from that perspective. However, NASCAR is keeping a close eye on all of these teams, but you will see them, as they make more money, improving in the series as well. We're looking past these indiscretions and looking forward to a new season of fresh racing that will hopefully result in a drama-free season from that perspective. Folks, we are here today to take on the Next Energy 250 at Daytona. We are bringing in a new era of the NASCAR Truck Series, and it should be an interesting one. I'm going to get out there, as I've done before. We're going to take this lowest possible level truck. We're going to see what we can do with it, as we have 0 upgrades on it and just a little bit of money. Hopefully after this race, we'll be able to get ourselves a speedway truck. We're about to struggle mightily, because where we were going to be at the end of Season 1, we were going to have a couple $100,000 in the bank, and instead we have $25,000 left. Sitting in 34th place overall, we will expect to run in the top 32. All right, we had gotten through the first 2 stages and we're like 10 seconds behind on each stage, so I decided to just run the race with no commentary and not play anything for you guys. We're going to run the next race in this episode, so for you, it's just going to be the intro, and then I'm getting to this part where I explain that although I recorded the whole race, I didn't commentate because we were so terrible. The unfortunate thing was, in the 3rd stage, we made a decision to stay out, or in the end of the 2nd stage, we stayed out and got the stage win. And then in the 3rd stage, we were actually able to stay with the pack. So here are your final standings, your top 5, and then the custom drivers. We had Johnny Sauter, champion of the last season, with an asterisk because, of course, all of the subscriber drivers were disqualified from the season, or suspended for the season. But Johnny Sauter comes in, defending his championship with a victory. Grant Enfinger, 2nd place. Josh Rayum, 3rd. Jason White, 4th. Austin Hill, 5th. Custom drivers, we had Taylor Carpenter coming in 7th. Casey Kane came in 9th. Gary Norton in 11th. Max Koss, 12th. Bryce Egan in 17th. Parker Smith, who I teamed up with for probably half of the actual full 100 laps. We were teamed up together. Big shout out. I'm pretty sure that in this game we are now friends. I mean, we teamed up and he made a great move on the last lap, teamed with me, got me all the way up to 18th at the time, and on the straightaway got on my inside, had a much faster truck as far as equipment went, and passed me to get 18th place. We came in 19th place. David Schildhouse in 24th, Matt Kenseth 25th, Jeremiah Graham 26th, Speedy Jones 27th, Bradshaw Stout 28th, Eliza Bethel 29th, Lance Norick came in 30th, and John Perez, along with Michael Chavez, did not finish the race. So he ended up doing well in the race, so I will not cancel or not record a race again. I mean, I recorded it, but I didn't commentate through the race, and therefore I thought we were going to finish way in the back, and I'm like, well, let me just run it out. And then a caution came out, and everyone was pitting, and I'm like, well, I pit every time so far, and I don't need to pit this time. Let's see what we do if we run out front. We ran out front for the rest of the 2nd stage. We ran out front for part of the 3rd stage before we kind of got run over by everybody. There was a caution. We pit. Nobody else did. And we went to the back of the pack. We were able to stick with them for a little bit in the back of the pack. And then another caution came out, and like 4 drivers were involved in it, but they were all back on the track. So we had trucks behind us. We were able to get pushed, which was the big deal. We didn't have draft behind, which is how we weren't able to maintain early on. So we got pushed. We were able to stay in the draft the whole time. And even with our truck not being of a high quality, we were able to get up there and put together a decent race. This episode, though, you guys are going to see the Strat 200 at Las Vegas. We're about to head out to Las Vegas. First things first, we've got our work plan, and we're going to set it up for our car. But because we ended up getting the money we got, we're going to get our Speedway car right now, and we can actually start our process here. With the money we have, our goal is going to be to save some of that money early on, and then we'll work towards... We're going to hire that 3rd person, though, so that we can have somebody who does suspension. And that is going to be Harrison Blake. Let's train him up real quick so he is full on the max that we can go on suspension right now, which is 5 points. Assign him to that slot. We're going real cautious right now. I don't know, because I know we get a lot of money for racing at Daytona and the finish we got. I don't know how Las Vegas is going to go, so if we need to have money in the bank to cover costs, then that's what we need to do, and I don't want to overdo it when we end up needing another truck and we can't afford it. Our next truck is $81,500, and we're going to need a short track truck at some point. So for now, we've got our Speedway truck. We've got our next 3-4 races, our Speedway races in Las Vegas, Atlanta, Homestead, and Texas. So we should be good there. But then by the 6th race, we'll need a short track truck. So that's why I'm going to do my best to save the money. We're going to run out right now, though. We got our top 30 in the first race. We're going to run out to Las Vegas here, heading from Florida out to Nevada for this 200-mile race. Hopefully, because there's obviously coming off the gas involved, and it's not just foot on the gas the whole time. It kind of shows some more of that differential in the trucks. You're not going to see probably some of these subscriber driver sitting up in the top 10 at all. But anyway, we're about to find out because I'm going to go out there, do a little bit of work on the track, and we'll be back with you, and we'll be back on the mic when we're qualifying. Well, we achieved our practice goal, so that's good. Now let's translate it to qualifying.
All right, driver, dig.
Pole position was a 31-something, so not great for us. I don't even think we can get a 34.8, to be honest. We'll try. Or was 34... Did we get a 33? I don't know. We're about to find out, though. Ooh, look at those mountains. I'll definitely say that this game looks way prettier than Dirt to Daytona. All right, here we go through the tri-oval qualifying lap now underway.
Give us all you got.
We're going to give you all we got, brother. May not be what you want, though. Because we're running up in the high lane and barely got it down. Whoops. That was on me. If we can resolve that here. Maybe not. We're going to try to duck it down onto the apron, which I didn't do in the last season, but it felt like we could. Okay, so our goal is a 34.6. We got 34.091, 26th place qualifying, not too shabby. Your top 5 qualifiers: Stuart Friesen, Grant Enfinger, Austin Hill, Johnny Sauter, and Matt Crafton. Our custom drivers start in 17th place with Eliza Bethel, then Parker Smith, Taylor Carpenter, John Perez, Michael Chavez, Casey Kane, Max Cost, Bradshaw Stout, Matt Kenseth, then We Are There, Bryce Egan, Gary Norton, Speedy Jones, Jeremiah Graham, David Schildhouse, and Lance Norick. We've got 200 miles. Let's put together a strong performance and continue building this team. News for ya. Stuart Friesen, pole winner, starting in the front. Jordan Anderson, tisk, failed pre-race inspection to the back. John Perez failed optical scanning to the back with you, sir. And now, here's our turn.
Be ready here. Green. Got a car
Green. We've got Matt Kenseth on the inside, Bradshaw Stout in front of us. I was going to say on the outside. Not sure why. We're not 3 wide yet. As we'll sort of get in line here a little bit. First 2 turns, we really shouldn't have to worry, but I'm going to pay attention. Because, yeah, a little bit of slow up there. Bumpy track. We got a bumpy track here in Las Vegas. I can feel every bump in the steering wheel. We head into 3 and 4 on lap number 1, and you can already see the gap between us and the regular drivers. So we probably have a shot at getting it, and this benefits us a little bit, even though our truck isn't as strong as our one last season that was run by another team owner. That wasn't great. Another team owner, but there is the chance that we could finish in front of the subscriber drivers. There's also a chance that we might not. I don't know. We've got to kind of settle in here to figure out what we're going to do. We do have a fast truck. In retrospect, it's as fast as it can be. It felt good in qualifying, and we achieved the goals we were going for in both qualifying and in practice. So we're a little loose in the back yet. Wasn't a great feeling. We had to get on it so we didn't run through Egan. But we'll get a good run off.
Hold that line, driver.
Up behind Casey Kane and give him quite a push to give him a position in front of Parker Smith.
3 wides are in the middle.
And hard time going to a corner that's shallow and holding it at the same speed that we normally do. That was on me. Just pay attention to that. Of course, you always drive a little different when you're around other vehicles, and it looks like we might be around other vehicles the entire race, which is good. It's cool. It's good. It's what the intention of it was in the first place, is that we'd be running against subscriber drivers the entire time.
Careful. Still there.
Just gotta get a little comfortable with what I'm doing, especially around the drivers, so that we can pass them, because that's what I want to do. Schildhouse on our inside, so I couldn't drop on the inside of the track to pass Carpenter.
You'll keep getting better. Got one down low
But
now.
34-1, not a bad lap,
Inside.
considering we haven't run inside at all because we haven't been able to get inside. A nice run there. A little bounce off of Schildhouse. Push the Carpenter at the same time. See if we can get Carpenter enough in front that we can... Oh, it's not going to work.
Inside.
I knew that was going to happen because I was pushing so hard I wasn't paying attention where I was on the track. And that's not intelligent. All right. All right, back in 29th. We need to kind of relax a little, get it figured out. Because we can. We are a good driver. But when we get it figured out, we'll start making headway on these other drivers. As you can see, look at the run we get when we actually enter the corner properly and get a good drive off. We'll pass Max Cost on the inside. And start the march towards Speedy Jones, Taylor Carpenter, David Schildhouse, and Bryce Egan. Or we'll sit in 28th the rest of the race. I don't know, folks. I don't know. We have a 70. Now we have an actual 75 overall truck. So that's our rating. We have 75 suspension, 75 aero, 75 engine.
Stay on the bottom
So
here.
we're working the best with what we've got, and I am okay with that. That was
All right, you're
kind of
clear
the
there.
intent. Holy, what
All
is?
right, clear
Oh,
outside. Inside.
we got Austin Hill down on the inside of the track. Caution not out. Everyone slams on their brakes. Why did the caution not fly? That is interesting. Well, the race will continue on as we get around the everybody and are able to get up to 19th place, where we see Michael Chavez and Casey Kane dueling it out.
Still there.
But
Inside.
not to mention,
All
we've
right,
got
you're clear.
Jeremiah Graham tight on us. We'll see how this all turns out.
Inside.
They all got on their brakes hard, but it looks like
July,
Jeremiah
got
Graham with a
one
pretty
outside.
fast truck, and also Eliza Bethel on my outside. She's got a pretty fast truck as well, as she's going to make the pass. Should be a pretty good indicator of the speed of our
Inside,
truck
inside.
overall.
Looking inside now.
We've got Bryce Egan right back up on us. Yeah, we made a little... What we did there was
Careful. Still there.
take advantage of a situation, and we ended up in a good position because of it, and now we're going to lose those positions because we just don't have that kind of speed in the truck. Although we are still driving around with these trucks and potentially take advantage of some drafting, maybe with Gary Norton here. I know last season in the few races we had, we were pretty good with him, so maybe he'll help to push us. Or maybe not, but we got a really nice run coming out of 2 here. And we're right up on Stout. We ran with Stout at Daytona pretty well, so we'll see if we can work with him here. And, maybe now that everyone's settled back in, if we can potentially get some of these positions. We're sitting in 23rd. We're 7 positions up from where we have to be. That was the button I meant to press.
24 left.
Either was that. Click that button there. Oh, we got a little bit of damage on the front end. That's
Looking
weird.
inside now.
Tire wear seems to be nominal. We're doing fine there for the most part. Probably a little bit more worn than normal just because of my driving sucking, but we'll get it fixed. I did change my truck number because I forgot. I changed Josh Rayu to 47 as it was his old number before because Parker Smith is 33. So I went from 47, which was my very first high school football season. I was 47 as a tight end. And I changed it to 48 just because it was one number up. I know you could think about the great drivers that have driven the 48 car, just like if I was 24 or whatever you want me to be, 9, 4, 3, 2. I didn't actually pick it for any reason, but I knew nobody else had 48, and it was one number away from the number I
Looking
actually had.
inside now. Clear low, clear
We've
low.
got John Perez on our outside. We've got Speedy Jones on our inside.
Car there on the outside. Here we go now. 3 wide.
We just lost a little. He's fine. We're fine. Everyone's fine as we quickly drop back to 27th place. Not really sure how we all of a sudden got run over by those 3 trucks. I didn't think we were driving too poorly there, so that was interesting. But now I'll try to recover from that and focus up a bit here. We're going to do our first speed up of the season, since we didn't actually show the last race. And we will be back on the mic with you at the end of stage 1.
No points that stage, but plenty of racing left.
Well, we got to 29th. We ended up falling back, partially just because of my driving. Other part, 100% because of my driving. So we're going to pit. Austin Hill, 23 laps down, did not bring out a caution. I don't know if I accidentally flipped that when I was trying to edit my truck paint scheme, whatever the number on my, I got in the settings somehow. I don't know. It asked if I wanted to save them. I said yes. I don't know if I actually changed anything. Whatever. We'll see if there's cautions any other part of the race. We're going to pit. And we'll be going to put some tape on the grill. That's it. I also don't know if part of the reason why we had issues was we had damage to the front end from bumping.
Be ready here.
We're going to have to avoid doing that now. 31st place. Looks like Egan got his lap back. He was the first truck a lap down.
Got a car coming inside now.
We'll just, be aware that he is there. He shouldn't actually, well, he might be faster than us. I don't know.
Say hi, say hi.
Even though the drivers are all equal, their equipment might be, some equipment might be a little better.
Inside.
I'm just going to, we should be pretty good now.
All right, clear
And I'm hoping that we're able to maintain some of that speed, or at least put a big gap between us and the places behind us, so when they do start to catch up,
Careful, still there.
it takes them a longer time. But we weren't, when I would pay really good attention to what I was doing, we were doing just fine. We raced with Carpenter for a while. We raced with Schildhaus for a while. Bethel was much faster than us. I think Perez was a lot faster than us as well.
You're clear there.
Although we don't have the lowest possible rated truck, we're one step up from that. So
Excellent
something
lap
that,
there. Good job.
as time continues to move on, we will continue to improve the truck, and we should see some pretty good gains. But at the same time, at race 8, we will be doing upgrades for the AI, or for the subscriber drivers. So you'll see a jump in their skill when we have a pretty decent jump in our skill as well.
Hold your line, 3 wide.
Oh, Egan's on the inside there. The good news is we're actually in the draft with some of these drivers, so we're able to pick up a little more speed on these straightaways than we were before. Hoping that's going to give us a good drive off like this one just did.
Careful, still there.
Of course, our goal is 30th place, but that doesn't mean that's like the lowest place we have to get. I want to obviously get as high of a place as I can get. And hopefully I don't burn my stuff up so much so that we're not able to battle these trucks. I truly believe the damage to the front end was what was limiting us, potentially. I'm not positive, but the front end was yellow on when I checked how many laps I had left of fuel and all that. And we're getting decent runs off. I mean, we're catching Schildhouse right now, and we've actually gotten into his draft, which is it's a big deal. Try to another decent drive off. He's running a higher line, but
Keep hitting your marks. You'll keep getting better.
yes, we will. Now we ran the high line like a moron. I say like a moron because it doesn't benefit us nearly as much as it benefits them. But if I can get back into his draft, hopefully we can do something here as we duck in. Hang on to some of that speed. Let it fade up on the out. And we've gained up some position here. Well, then he got a really good drive off. If I'm not mistaken, in the first season we were really good in 1 and 2 and then really bad in 3 and 4, but we had a custom setup from YouTube on it, and this time I don't. This time I'm just using the regular setup. So I'm not going to mess with that until we have a truck that matters for it. But I would like to carry as much speed as possible. And the funny thing is we actually carry more speed coming out of 4. But I guess so do they.
20 more laps. No mistake here.
I mean, I'm not really pushing it this time. Part is what I'm trying to do is have something left at the end so that, because I think that's where we really lost out. We pushed it hard. We were being aggressive. We weren't being consistent or smooth. And because of that, we ended up wearing our stuff out. And then other people had their stuff not nearly as worn out. And so they were able to catch and pass us. Can't remember what race I did that in Dirt to Daytona, though. If you kind of preserved your stuff by the end, you were just flying past everybody, which was pretty cool. We're maintaining 4/10 over Bethel, but we are losing a little bit to Schildhouse. I don't like that. Oh, and then we just did a little something good, and then we lost it out of 4 again. Okay. We had gone into 3, and we had gained a 10th on Schildhouse. Then we come out of 4, and we had lost 2 tenths to Schildhouse and to Bethel. Okay. That sucked, and now I'm running really high on the track because I'm trying to go as fast as possible. See if that would help. Got a 10th back. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we're just going to lose it through 3 and 4 every time and gain it back in 1 and 2 every time. I don't know. There's another good chance, but we're not in his draft. If I was in his draft, I think that would make all the difference as well. Once I get into that draft, I think it should pull us up there pretty well. Can I do it here? We got a really nice run coming out of 2. There we go. Let's see what we can do. No draft. No draft. All right. I'm out of... Oh, that was a really good turn. Hopefully he doesn't get the super run off, which he did. Never mind. Yeah, I remember this track. I remember that being a thing. We do better in 1 and 2, and they do better in 3 and 4. Which is funny, because 1 and 2 are actually slower. Well, that time I'm not doing better. Mess that up royally. See if we can get a little something going here. That was actually, in my opinion, a superb 3 and 4 again. But I don't think it's going to matter as far as catching him goes. 16 left, and we're kind of just doing the same thing. Catching, dropping, the same truck. So we're just going to go ahead and do our regular speed up in stage 2. And we'll be back on the mic at the end of stage 2, or if a caution comes out before then. All right, yeah, we'll be pitting, obviously, at the end of this stage, or we're at the end of the stage. No cautions came out, and we did better that stage, in my opinion, where we were losing. We bounced off the wall right after we did the speed up, and that screwed us. We raced against Eliza for quite a while, never really gained on her, but didn't lose until late in the run. So, you know, 30th place is the goal.
To the green.
My pit crew is the worst, so we'll always go to the back.
Looking inside now.
Something I got to work on as well.
Careful, still there. Got one down low now.
Got, looks like Jeremiah Graham got his lap back. Good for him.
Stay high, stay high.
Woo. I was tight, but we got it. We also seem to not get lapped as early this time, which is good.
Still there?
You know, we were in front of Cost and Carpenter. Matter of fact, those were the two positions we were in front of, so if we can get around Carpenter here, we'll be, hopefully getting a nice run out of 2.
Got a carload now.
There we go. And this just gives us something to do as we are battling towards the end here. Well, we're going to have to pit at some point, which is going to suck because we have a terrible truck. Terrible pit crew, terrible truck, terrible everything. So anything we made up, we might lose on our pit stop. So that's not great. We got to put out as much of a lead as we possibly can. See if I can hang on to this. Burn them up a little bit here.
Hold that line, driver.
Yeah, we're in the middle. All right, we cleared Shield
You're
House.
all clear on the bottom there. 3 wide now.
We'll get a nice run to start, but then they get a super run off, which is what sucks here. Wow. Bradshaw bouncing off of some looking like invisible curb there. That was kind of interesting. All right. So far, so good. Up in 25th place. We've got a smoker. Is it? Yeah. Okay, so caution did come out. Bradshaw having issues with the truck. He'll go to the back of the pack. We'll stay out. No reason to pit at all. Also, anything we can do to get a little bit up. Michael Chavez gets one of the 2 laps he's down back. We can get up to the front, and there's 2 cautions. We could get a lap back, too. 24th place right now. Obviously, that happened because Bradshaw had to pit. I don't know if he's out of the race or if he just had tire problem or something like that, but here we are.
All clear.
Nice run on the inside of Speedy Jones.
You got room. You're clear there.
As we'll continue our march. And really, the whole goal here is just to come out of when we start to lose it, to be able to hold off the trucks that are at 30th place. Hold them off of us. I mean, so the higher up we get right now, the better off we are. It's just the truth.
Got one down low now.
Speedy Jones getting on our inside. We should have a good run off. That should be what gives us a good spot. Maybe not. Can I get into John Perez's draft a little? Yes, I can. If I can, yeah, do this. Kind of held on to... I don't come off the gas really hard here at all. I really let the truck slow down slightly. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Not that it hurt anything, though. Speedy Jones getting a crazy run coming out of 2, or coming out of 4, I mean. That sucks because now we can't get down because he got that area.
Inside.
But we get that run off of 2 every time. We get the run off of 2. I feel like we're doing a great job in 4, and we aren't. I don't know what else to say about it. We're just not doing a great job coming out of 4. See, there's his run again. Even though we're going as fast as humanly possible. Little bump on the wall, no big deal. And he's gone. Like, he's gone. So... the bump off the wall might be why him and Norton passed us there, though. We'll see. We'll see how we do coming out of here. And we're going to get to the inside, so we should get a good run on Norton at least. Maybe get to his fender, have the right position going into 3.
Careful. Still there. Car outside.
And there we go. I slowed it down a little extra to see if we get a better run off, and that is not the case, so I don't know. Obviously, our equipment isn't as good, but it's weird that we're so much better in 1 and 2. And maybe that's just our thing. We're that much better in 1 and 2. And we're just not that great in 3 and 4, but now we're getting steamrolled here a little bit.
Got one peeking inside.
Running on the outside hard. A little loose in the back end, a little off the wall. No big deal. No big deal, you know, it is what it is.
Got one peeking outside. Clear all around there.
I'm driving here, eh? What are you guys doing? I'm gonna use Shield House if I can. The bumps really are affecting my steering.
Got one outside now.
Whoa! I didn't think I was that high up the track.
Car on the outside
We're
now.
good. We're good. Everyone's good. We got clipped in the right rear, and I didn't think I had ridden up that high on the track. Honestly.
Nice and easy. You're 3 wide.
But that put us in a bit of a predicament. Of course, we're going to lose him here, potentially. Yuck. Ooh, a little loose by Stout there. Keeps hitting that curb that I can't see. It's where the stripes are. Ah! Well, we'll get a good run here. Is it going to be enough to maybe get into Stout's draft and then maybe catch everyone again? Yeah, we got into his draft pretty quick, actually. hold on to as much speed as we can. But then their engine takes over. I mean, when we get on the straightaway, I can hold the corner, which is how I'm able to catch them, because I can take corners a little better, or I'm using the shit out of my stuff. You never know. But then they get on the straight and we're screwed. That's why I think we do so much better in 1 and 2 that we already have the speed. So as you can see, we're gonna get right up to Schildhouse's bumper here almost. We're pushing as hard as we can right now. We're pushing as absolutely hard as we can. Oof. No big deal. Me and Bradshaw are cool. We teamed up at Daytona. He's fine with me. Little tippy tap. No big deal there. Looks like John Perez running the highlight up there. Ooh. That was nice. That was very nice. Can I squeeze in here? Nope, I couldn't. I couldn't do it. He got the inside. Dang. It's going to be costly. Very costly. I had to slow down more. So I had a little more control over the truck. What do we got in this run? 58 left. What do we got in our tank? 35 left. Okay. Eliza Bethel, 4/10 behind us. David Schildhouse, 5. This feels very much reminiscent of Stage 1. But I'm trying to learn anything I can about 3 and 4, and I legit believe that we are hitting that sucker absolutely beautifully, and I think that the limitation just comes from the equipment that we are in. I truly do. Yeah. So anyway, let's, we're not doing anything now, so let's speed it up. If a caution comes out, we'll slow it down again. If we are pitting, we'll slow it down. We got real loosey-goosey there, so a caution may be coming out for my poor driving. We'll see. Oh, yeah. I was considering pitting. We were about to get the little notice on our tires. That was very important that we didn't have to pit under green, so we have a chance to potentially get back up with 27 laps remaining, get some of these spots back, and finish above that 30 mark. Woo. Not sure whoever it was that brought out the caution is obviously laps ahead of us.
Hammer down. Got one peeking inside. To go.
20 to go. We are 4 laps down. That is okay. 20 laps to go. We shouldn't lose enough of the truck to not be able to battle it out with these other trucks. Is how I'm feeling.
Still there?
That is how I am feeling.
Car on the outside now.
We're going to all get this huge run off, so I'm not going to slow down.
Still there inside.
We got Greenfield behind us, who just got his lap back, which means he was the best truck out of all of us that was at least 1 lap down, maybe more. So I definitely don't want to be in his way. It wasn't the best angle I took, but got it. We're okay. He's okay. We didn't even hit him. I didn't want to clip Bethel's left rear and spin her out or anything, so a whole lot happened there that you guys don't see.
You're clear there.
But it's okay. Here we are. Here we are up in 25th place. And right in the thick of it with these other drivers for now.
Still there.
Greenfield trying to weave his way through the pack to get back up to people he can pass for position. Because all of these trucks, he's already passed for position. I'm just trying to put as much of a gap between me and last place as I can, or second to last place. Last place has been in the pits for over 100 laps. That's Austin Hill. He wiped out, and he ended up on the apron and never came back up on the track, so they just didn't pull out a caution. It's interesting. I didn't think that cautions were turned on at that point because I've never seen that happen in this game. They seem to be pretty sensitive. Even if you smack a wall hard enough, they'll call out a caution, so it was interesting. But whatever. Here we are now. Pushing up through the pack. Norton not for position. Matter of fact, nobody else is for position. As we are in the top position we can be in, I guess. I don't know how Schildhaus ended up and Speedy Jones were a lap ahead of us, but okay. I don't recall them lapping us. Well, they didn't lap us. They didn't get lapped by, we had gotten lapped, and the leaders didn't lap Schildhaus and Jones yet. So that's why, I don't know why I was thinking they were the ones that had to lap us. Unfortunate, but we'll put as much of a gap between us and Bethel as we can. We'll put as many trucks between us and everybody as we can, hoping that we will come out of this in a... 25th place would be fantastic after we had dropped back to 31st place. Was not exactly what we wanted to experience. But honestly, as long as we can stay in drafts and things like that, I think we have a shot to do pretty well here. And we'll try Mike Harmon because he's right there.
Careful, still there.
And we just get that much speed, that much extra speed. Very helpful. Very helpful indeed. We get a good run out of 2. Right back up to Greenfield, Harmon, Graham.
Stay high up there.
See if I can get into their draft even though we're in the corner. Yes, I can. That's going to help us as well with the drive off that they get. It's not about passing these trucks. It's about putting as much space between us and 26 as we can because they're going to catch us. Bethel will catch us before the end or start to catch us before the end. So whatever I can do to prolong that is the biggest point, the biggest deal here.
Careful, still there.
How am I not getting their draft? And there he goes with that run off, but then we catch his draft. That should help us a little here. Not enough, but it helped us a little. Chavez catching us a bit now. Get that run off again into the draft. Big run down the backstretch. Slowly come off the gas, let the car roll as much as possible while still probably about half throttle through there. Trying to keep whatever speed I can so that we don't lose this pack in front of us and we can continue to leave the pack behind us, dropping farther and farther back as we now have Bethel 4.5 seconds behind us, which is a big deal. Big deal for us right now. I'm hoping the run off of here will get us back up into someone's draft even briefly. There we go, got into Graham's draft. Got a nice run there. I came off only about a third that time, and because we have such fresh stuff, we were able to maintain for the most part. That was a big deal.
I need 10 more solid laps. Concentrate.
10 laps left. And even without us battling for a high position, we've got action going on for us, which is, of course, exciting as we continue to do what we can to make sure that Bethel can't gain on us a half a second per lap. This is going much better than I thought it was going to. If we had to pit under green, we would have. I mean, pitting in this game is ridiculously easy. If I got anything out of Dirt to Daytona, it's that I can pit like a boss on other games now because of how hard it is to pit in that game. But that's not the point. We have the worst pit crew here, so we wouldn't have gained anything, and we were down so far. We were down like 4 seconds from 30th place. So we needed that caution to come out to get our truck all ready back up so we could push it as hard as we could on the last 20 laps, and we've been able to do so thus far. Chavez is behind us. He is not for position. The nice thing about that is if Bethel was able to all of a sudden get a good run and catch up or something, she still has to get around him as well. So getting that buffer between us is a big deal. See how long we can push that for. Definitely have some worn tires a little bit now because we have absolutely throttled it through it. Yeah, we've gone, 12 laps and dropped 24% on our right rear. Yeah, it's I'd say we've wasted it pretty well.
Stay high up here.
It's fine. That was me. That was my mistake. Looking at statistics while going around corners. You know that's my thing. You know that's how I screw everything up. It's no big deal. Come on now. It's not important at all. Bethel's starting to gain on us now. We had 6 seconds on her. Now 5.8. I think this might be 5 to go, maybe. Nope, 6 to go. She's still gaining on us. Have to pay attention to that. Not let up at all as much as we can. There's Perez. He's ahead of us in the leaderboard, in the relative, but not physically right now.
Five to go.
Ooh, Grant Enfinger was on pit road. So he's out. I don't know when he got on pit road,
Hold your line.
but that's interesting. We're maintaining pretty well against Bethel. Perez is going to pass us through 3 and 4 here.
Careful, still there.
There's nothing I can do about that, so I just let him go without incident. Get back, tuck back in, see maybe if I can grab a little draft. Or not. Or not. All right, well, whatever. Well, if we do right, we should finish 25th, which will be great, actually, considering it'll be actually a really good spot. Our truck isn't on the long runs, it's definitely not a 25th place truck, so this was excellent for us to have this happen at the end. And I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the potential result in race number 2. Keeping off that, wow, you can't get any closer. I think the little rubber things that stick off of new tires actually brushed on the wall there. I know it's not possible because the tires are tucked into the truck. I get it. You get why I said that. We were real close to the wall, okay? Jeez. So technical with me here, folks. Calm down. We're fine. It's an analogy. It was a thought. All right, yeah. I ran Daytona, which was 250 miles, and then I ran this like 5 minutes later, which is 200 miles. So running 450 miles might make me a little crazy is all I'm trying to say. Maybe just a little bit crazy at the end of a race. I don't know. So we're going to lose our spot. Well, not a spot, but yeah, Bethel now has gained a second on us. So exactly what I said would happen is starting to happen. And the good news is there's just not going to be enough time for her to catch and pass us. Give her another 15 laps, and I bet she would potentially get to our bumper. So it ended up working out. Hopefully the next time we visit Vegas, we've got a much better piece of equipment and can last on these longer runs. Last lap. Oh, Bethel is slowing down, and so is Max Cost. And I tend to think that, judging by that, they are either in the pit or they have gotten into some trouble as they continue. Oh, you know what happened? They got lapped, and the race is over. The race is over. That's what it is. All right. Never mind.
Great job.
Wonderful, wonderful job. 25th place. I feel like that's a good performance. Screw the speed rating. That means nothing to me. Standings in that one, Stuart Friesen with the victory. John Hunter Nemechek second. Matt Crafton third. Jordan Anderson fourth. Josh Rayum fifth. Custom drivers starting in 14th place, Matt Kenseth, Casey Kane, Bryce Egan, Jeremiah Graham. 19th goes to Michael Chavez. Then 20th, John Perez. 21st, Gary Norton. 22nd, Speedy Jones. 23rd, Bradshaw Stout. 24th, David Schildhouse. Then we came in 25th, Eliza Bethel. 26th, Max Cost. 27th, Taylor Carpenter. 28th, Lance Nowick. 29th, Parker Smith. 30th. Two trucks did not finish, as you're seeing in the background right there, as Grant Enfinger had spun out and got smashed into pretty hard, and Austin Hill an early out with engine trouble. Fastest lap goes to Grant Enfinger, even though he did not finish. Most laps led, Stuart Friesen, your truck victory on the move. Jordan Anderson, 31st, finished 4th, and tough break Austin Hill started 3rd, finished 32nd. Tony Savoy's aggressive driving style annoys some drivers. Interesting. We didn't have that last year, and I didn't feel like we were aggressive in this race. Apparently, we're about to hear from it as Jennifer Jo Cobb, who lapped us, is upset. Okay. I don't know where that came from. Thank you. Austin Hill was out of the race. Like I never even saw him. Okay. Polite to him. Natalie Decker. Okay. Oh, we got another one, too. Speedy Jones. Again, somebody I don't recall ever having issues, and he says I totally ran into it. All right. Sorry about it. So, race number 2. We've upset a lot of people, and I thought we ran pretty clean, except for when we ran into the wall. Race 3, Atlanta Motor Speedway. What I recall from just a few episodes ago, it chews up your tires quite a bit. But, folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I do want to take a moment out to say thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And until next time, and of course, as always, you take care.